the way I would describe being a gypsy is we're a black man in white skin because we get abuse, but it gets said to our face. Gypsy comes with the stereotype of liars, tramps, cheats and thieves. As far as I'm concerned, racism doesn't exist. Were you any of those gypsies that stayed in the caravans on the land and you'd leave the rubbish there?
Okay.
And I went, yes, women should be better drivers than men. But actually they're not.
Oh my God, no, you are joking, no. Hi, I'm Lisa, I'm the fish lady with the difference. Do you want to see my cod?
You know, we had our gates sprayed up. You know,
God,
scum gypsies.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I'm going to get hung for what I'm going to say next.
Right, okay. Welcome to the show. We've got a really exciting show today. We're all about overcoming adversity and giving you hope and inspiration, but believing in yourself that you can achieve anything in life. And today's guest is legendary. He's come from adversity to the billion-dollar powerhouse. And Alfie Best, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, he couldn't make it today, and with a build-up like that, I don't know where he is, but thank you very much. Pleasure's mine, Lisa, and
thank you.
Wonderful to come on your podcast.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. And the thing is, you speak everywhere, and you're one of the entrepreneurs known in the UK for public speaking, so you're in high demand, so we're pleased you're here.
Look, I wouldn't say that I'm in high demand. Look, I'm a nobody. And anybody that steps above their station must remember where we're from.
Okay.
You know, but for a man or a woman to achieve their goals, it is important to know where they come from. Yeah. You can't build on quicksand. You've got to build on solid foundations. Yeah. And that comes from knowing who you are.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to accept who I was openly.
Okay. We've got a lot of viewers, some from Australia, the States, who read the magazine, and some people won't know who you are. So could you give us a little bit about your upbringing and how you've created from, you know, a young child right up to where you are today? But if you could just tell us a little bit about where you're from.
Last year I won the lottery.
Couldn't lend us a fiver.
Okay, look, my name is Alfie Best. I'm a gypsy.
Yeah.
I hid the fact that I was a gypsy up until I was, I suppose, something like 35. And the way I would describe being a gypsy is we're a black man in white skin because we get abuse, but it gets said to our face because we're white. And that's obviously happened over a course of a long time because gypsies originate from northern India.
Okay.
And obviously they started with dark skin. That slowly got watered down over the years.
Yeah.
But I started my journey and I was born in a caravan on the side of the road.
Okay.
In a place called Lutterworth.
Yeah.
And look, from that point, I went to work just like every other gypsy kid with their dad.
Okay.
And, you know, was it a hard life? The answer is no, it wasn't. It wasn't a difficult life. You know, people that perceive their situation as being difficult, how would they know it's difficult if you don't know any different?
That's true, yeah.
You know, that's like saying a mineshaft pony that works down the pits knows different.
Yeah.
If you're born in the mineshaft and that's what you do, pull carts all day, you wouldn't know any different.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
For me, I actually had a pretty good life.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with where I was, you know, with the upbringing I had. I had a fantastic mother and father.
Okay.
But I worked from the age of 8 up until I was 14, and every day I would shovel 3 to 5 ton of tarmac, and I'm talking about at the age of 8 to 14. But it wasn't just me. That was what most gypsy kids did. They went to work with their dad.
Yeah. But what about school, though? Because obviously you said when you was 8, but did you go to school? Was you educated?
Yes. I went to school and it was periodic. You know, my mum was intent that I should learn to read and write.
Yeah, okay.
And I used the phrase, that's what it was. It was reading and writing.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you know, they didn't even know what the word algorithm was.
Okay.
You know, so learning to read and write was as good as it got.
Yeah.
My handwriting to this day isn't that good.
Okay.
But the one thing that I can do is count.
Okay.
And that normally gets me past the rest.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, from that point, I wanted to go into van sales. And I started buying and selling vans when I was 14. And I'd buy vans from Enfield auction, or Land Rovers mainly, send them to Wales.
Okay.
Go to the auction at Wales, watch them go through. Now, Land Rovers were worth more money where they were needed, because that was the country, that was a four-wheel drive.
Place.
You know, where they were needed.
Okay.
And I would look for small automatic cars in Wales, which were hated because of all the hills.
Okay.
And then I'd send them back to London.
Yeah.
And then I'd put them in the auction, and they would make a very small amount of profit, but it's about quantity.
Yeah.
I went on and I opened up my own van centre, and I virtually went bankrupt when I was 20.
You was 20. Did you have did you have a lot of money then? You accumulated a lot already? You was a millionaire at 20.
I had a £500,000 house in Collier Row called Maypole Manor. I had a block of six flats in Palmerston Road in Forest Gate. I had a van site, and we owned all of it.
Yeah.
But it was mortgaged.
Yeah, okay.
And like anything, in the 1990 recession, giving my age away there.
Well, don't worry.
In the 1990 recession, you know, that was when interest rates went from 8% to 16%.
Yeah.
And virtually overnight, the properties halved in value.
Yes,
and I was sitting in a place called negative equity.
Okay.
And I'd never heard of these types of words before.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got to learn them.
But you think, don't you find, though, they don't teach you this at school, and this is a problem going back to education?
The education system that's in place now, I don't feel actually works.
No, I don't.
How I see it is everyone is taught the same thing.
Yeah.
You get to take different classes and different routes, but everybody, and I don't think it's one rule for everybody.
Yeah.
That's why we excel at music, we excel at English, we excel at maths.
Yeah.
We excel at acting classes. Different people have different superpowers.
Yes.
And we all have a superpower.
Yeah.
It's finding what it is, at what you're going to excel at.
Yes, yeah.
You know, we can't all be Wayne Rooney or Tyson Fury or Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're international, global sports stars.
Yeah.
But we might be able to be fantastic businessmen, fantastic actors, fantastic podcasters.
Yes.
It's about finding your niche.
Yeah,
what you have a spark for.
Yeah.
But whatever you do, if it doesn't become natural or second nature, don't do it.
That's true.
If you make something difficult when you're doing something, then it isn't for you.
Yeah, you're not enjoying it.
Things should be simple.
Yeah.
They should be easy.
Yes.
And if they're not easy, slowly they will wear you down, as opposed to you wearing it down.
Yeah. And as you say, going back to education, I feel there needs to be a change. As you say, it's dinosaurs. It's just so old, and it doesn't help. And I really struggled at school. And I remember I was listening to something your dad said. He was trying to look after you and protect you, and I must admit, I was protecting my son, and I kind of I don't know if I wrapped him in cotton wool too much, because, like you, I lived in a caravan. I lost my home, went through a really difficult time. And I wouldn't let my son, when he was at school, bring his friends back, because I was worried that he was going to call him a gypsy. And as you know, gypsies they get terrible names, and you've got a bad reputation. Not everyone, but they have. That's obviously. You're
digging a hole for yourself.
I know. But
let me help you.
Yes.
Gypsy comes with the stereotype of liars, tramps,
Yeah.
cheats and thieves.
Yeah.
Cher wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
And that's an accepted song. I actually quite like it. If that was any other culture,
Yeah.
it would be frowned upon. Gypsies don't stand up to be spoken out. And the reason they don't, it's very easy to hide.
Yes.
You know, why on earth would I tell anybody that I'm a gypsy when I know it's going to carry a stereotype and a stigma?
Yeah.
I never told anybody I was a gypsy. Well, I never told anybody that didn't know me extremely well
Yes.
that I was a gypsy.
Yeah.
I would never have told my bank manager or anybody like that.
No, no.
And it took me a long time to embrace the fact that I'd earned the right.
Yes.
Now, I have people that hate on me, and I mean really hate, but they've never met me,
Yeah.
don't know me,
Don't know you. Yeah.
never seen me. But look, unfortunately, there are people that don't have a life
Yes.
unless they have hate.
Yeah.
And the reason they have hate is because they're sad
Yeah.
with their own life. They're sad and they're bored.
Yeah.
Because if you're not bored, we're all getting on with our life.
Yeah.
If you're busy, you haven't got time to hate on somebody else or concern yourself what somebody else is doing. Because you're busy doing what you do
Yeah.
and making a difference.
Yes.
So these people that hate on people, you know, we should all stand back and really point the finger and laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. There
That's
is a
my
lot
view.
of haters out there, and you said you do get a lot. But I also saw one of your posts a long time ago. You had a bouncer with you. I mean, I'll call him Lurch. He's a great big fella. Like, but did you need protection? Like, do you get much trouble?
Well, can I be brutally blunt?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
If I get abused, I give it back.
Yeah.
You know, as simple as that. I'm not a keyboard warrior.
No.
But if somebody smacks me in the mouth, they're getting smacked back.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
The person that you're speaking about wasn't actually a doorman. He's a personal friend.
Oh, okay.
That guy, he's 7'2".
Yeah, he's
so
like
he's
that,
a monster of a man.
Yeah.
But you'd think we were brothers if he wasn't black. But there you go. No, he's a friend. He's a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Actually, to be fair with you, he's one of the nicest people you'd ever meet.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've got to say that, haven't I?
Yeah, that's all, isn't all? Yeah, it's like 7 foot. Oh, Jesus. Okay, no, I was, as you say, because you read about it in the papers, or you see, you know, as you say, you never know what people are gonna be like, because if you've got a lot of money, if you say you've made over $1 billion now, and that comes with obviously a lot of stresses.
Look, the moment here's why most wealthy people don't want to be in the public eye or actually be outspoken about something.
Yeah.
Is because they become a target.
Yeah.
And they become a target for people that have never achieved or feel it's their God-given right to say how bad they're done by, and you know, they should be taxed more and they should do more for the community, when actually those people possibly employ hundreds of people, have invested within the country. And I ask those people that are pointing at those people and putting them down, what have you done?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what have you done to help change society? Yeah.
What have you done? Have you done anything?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. When somebody's hating on you and they're putting you down, you know, I look at it this way. Thank God I'm taking up free rent in their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because while they're hating on me, they're not hating on somebody else.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've got broad enough shoulders that I've had it all my life.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with Mia Mottley, who is the Prime Minister of Barbados, and I've got a lot of time for her. She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
And we became reasonably good friends. And I then became very good friends with the Deputy Prime Minister, Santia Bradshaw. And these are salt of the earth people. These are great people.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down at dinner with Mia Mottley, and I said to Mia, I said, look, Mia, I said, as far as I'm concerned, racism doesn't exist.
Okay.
And she was like, Mia's a big woman. I thought I was going to get a right-hander. And she knew I was a gypsy.
Yeah.
And that's why we sort of got on so well.
Yeah.
And she said, you can't say that. How can you say this, Alfie?
Yeah.
And I said, well, very simply, I said, if I accept that racism is a real thing, I said, I'm accepting that I'm different.
Okay.
I said, I'm not different.
Yeah.
I said, racism was a made-up word by a white man that said to somebody that wasn't completely white,
okay,
the reason he's abusing you is because he's being racist. That is saying you're different.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not. It's abuse.
Okay.
It's complete abuse. And allowing people to abuse people ain't right.
Isn't right, yeah.
In every creed, colour, race, or whatever it is, it's abuse.
Yes.
When I was a kid and I went to school, I'd have to my face, oh my God, them thieving, stinking pikeys. Now, hold on a minute.
Okay.
They've not just made that up.
Yeah.
That's come from their family environment.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is I've got two choices.
Okay.
One, have a fight about it.
Yeah.
Or two, smile and wave.
Okay.
And when you're there, do you know, sometimes you just smile and wave. Because my dad always said, just don't tell anybody you're a gypsy.
Yeah.
It comes with a stereotype. It comes with a stigma.
Yeah.
Now, it's only just in the last, I would say, 20 years. But there have been some superstars that have been gypsies that people don't even know existed as gypsies.
Yeah.
But they are.
Oh, yeah.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Yul Brynner. Okay. Charlie Chaplin. Elvis Presley. All gypsies.
Jeez, yeah. Wow.
Now, and I could go on with
I bet there's more. Yeah, yeah.
I could go on.
Yeah.
But here's the thing of it, is they knew the detriment that it would do.
Yes, yeah.
You know, you would be surprised now how many international global football players that actually daren't come out.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
A cousin of mine was a football player, Freddie Eastwood.
Okay.
And he said to me, he moved clubs once. He said, and they sat him on the bench. He said, he knew it was because they knew he was a traveller.
And you only think, like, what? Like,
well, no, I said to him, did you nick anybody's boots?
Well, that's the thing, you have got stigma. And do you know what, is it the film and movie Snatch? You go back to that, they've created perception in people's minds, you know, like gypsies are thieves. I'm
so pleased you said it was about gypsies, because for the moment when you said Snatch I thought something else. No, I meant the advert.
No, we're not going that. Well, you know, we could do later after a couple of beers, but they've given a perception like of how, you know, you'd perceive gypsies as, like, it's a community, you've got police there all the time. Did you ever have police? Like, what were they like? How did they treat you?
I've got pictures of I had there was I become friends with a man called Arthur Edwards, who is an absolute legend.
Yeah,
he's a gentleman, and I can only say fantastic things about him.
Yeah,
and he was Prince Charles, now King Charles's royal photographer. Works for the Sun, and a great man, but let me tell you, does not suffer fools lightly, and absolutely very blunt. Yeah. And he said to me, he said, Alfie, he said, can I ask? He said, were you any of those gypsies that stayed in the caravans on the land? Yeah. And you'd leave the rubbish there? Okay. And I went, yes. Yeah. I said, that was us. Yeah. He went, oh my God. And he hated it. Yeah, okay. And I said, Arthur, I said, the reason I say yes to you is because I don't want to lie to you. Yeah. I don't want to tell you anything that's wrong. Okay. I said, but do you want to know the reason why? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, I said, because if you've got 10 police cars and dogs telling you you've got to get off the land, what do you think? They're going to go out and pick all the rubbish up and then put it in bags and pack it away? Or do you think they're going to leave the site in a rush and just leave? He went, Fair point.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
Now, there was another time that I went to give an interview on BBC radio, and I turned up at the radio station. I couldn't believe what I'd seen. I turned up and there's a load of caravans in the radio station's car park.
Right, okay.
Dogs, cats, just the chickens. I thought, oh no.
Yeah.
So I go into the radio station, and they say, Mr. Best, do you condone gypsies parking on other people's land? I said, no. I said, I don't condone it. I said, but I said, firstly, you've got to make sure, I said, that it is gypsies and you're just not levelling the finger at gypsies.
Yeah.
He said, well, look into our car park.
Okay.
Aren't they gypsies?
Yeah.
I said, well, as a matter of fact, I said, no, they're not.
Okay.
He said, of course they are. So they're living in caravans. I said, well, actually they're not. I said, if you go and, I said, they speak French and they've all got French number plates on their vehicles.
Yeah, yeah.
And he apologised. He went, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He said, we just assumed. Sometimes things can look like one thing,
Yes.
and be another. And look, and what I would say to you, as a gypsy, I know that the bar is set higher for me to overcome, and there will be plenty of people that always want to look for you to do the wrong thing, as opposed to do the right.
Yeah.
You know, what I would say is, you know, that's what I accept.
Yeah.
I made the choice of telling everybody, you know, 15 years ago, or should we say I came out?
Yeah, you came out.
And explain them for, you know, a man has to know where he's from in life.
Yes.
To know where he's going.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, we have built, Wildcrest Parks is the largest residential mobile home park company in the history of Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
Ever to exist. We've got 16,000 residents.
That is a lot
And
of residents.
119 parks across the UK.
Okay.
So, are all of our residents happy? No, they're not.
Okay.
Because you can't please everybody.
No, you can't. No.
Do we get it wrong as a company? Yes.
Yeah.
But do you know what I would say? I'm passionate about the industry. I love what we do.
Yeah.
And I do the best I can for it.
Yes.
Now, I go and visit every one of my parks.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I can.
Yeah, okay.
When I can. And I meet residents that absolutely love it.
Yes.
And some residents that don't.
Yeah.
And there are a very small minority of residents that only live to actually hate on me.
Yeah, okay.
But with the good grace of God, and thankfully, we have changed the life of a lot of residents.
Yeah.
And we did a survey the other day, and we found 97% of our residents are very happy and enjoy living on Wildcrest Parks. To me, that's a big
That's a
tick in the
massive,
box.
yeah. I saw because we'll talk about that a bit later about a documentary you've made, and do you know what it reminded me of when you saw like the community and how it was? Is growing up like sort of 70s, 80s, you felt like a really nice community that everyone's there, they look out for you, they support you, you knew your neighbour, and it's not like that anymore nowadays. But when I watched that, I thought it felt warm, and it felt like everyone's got your back in that community. Is it like that? Obviously, we've had a few haters.
No. Actually, it is.
Yeah.
The way I would describe it, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but it's like living in little or old Britain.
Yes, yeah. That's what I felt it come across.
And people say to me all the time, what makes you an expert, you know, when you have no qualifications or no degree? I go, hold on a minute. Who better to buy a caravan from or a mobile home than a gypsy?
Yeah.
I've lived, breathed and ate them.
Yes.
I've lived them all my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So who else who would be
if
better?
I'm not an expert,
Yeah.
then I fail to see how I could ever become one, or how anybody else ever could. I've spent 53 years
Yeah. In
that industry.
Yeah.
So if I haven't learnt it by now,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm never going to learn it.
I'm going to ask you, Alfie, though, you know, because I also, as I said to you, I was homeless and I lived in a caravan, and nothing wrong with that. Do you know what? I felt safe, secure, and it was good for me. But they have like a lifeline, you know, like I think it could be anything between 14 and 50 years roughly. But with your homes and that, is that the case, or are they built differently? Because they look more like
Park home bungalow.
like a bungalow.
Let me explain if I can. Park home living is the solution to affordable housing.
Okay, yeah.
There's no stamp duty.
Yeah.
There's no land registration fee. It's band A council tax.
Okay.
And there are some councils that try to charge band B.
Yeah.
But most houses are band C or D.
Okay.
Most houses.
That's a...
So, plus their electricity is 28% cheaper.
Okay. That is a huge...
Now, the reason the
nowadays.
government doesn't promote them
Yeah.
is very simple. They, for the same benefits that the residents are getting,
Yeah.
the government is not getting that tax.
Okay. So yeah.
It is a massive benefit.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah. So that, yeah, it's great. As you say, it's needed in this time. It's so difficult.
And when you just asked about the time frame
Yeah.
and the lifespan of the home, you know, a house will only last 50 years or 70 years if you don't maintain it.
Okay, right.
A park home bungalow is built to a residential specification.
Yeah.
If it is maintained, it is like anything. It will last forever.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
don't maintain it,
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah, okay.
But that's the same as a car. A car will last forever.
Yeah,
If you
you look after
maintain
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's about maintaining your property. You maintain it, it'll last forever.
Yeah.
With regard to the agreement that allows you to station the home on the park, that's called a 1983 Mobile Home Act.
Right.
And it is basically a lease agreement,
Yeah.
but with no time frame.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an indefinite period of agreement
Okay.
to station your home there.
Right. So the residents, yeah, really, they've got savings and they feel safe, they feel secure. It's like the old England, as you said, and the bills reduce. So why wouldn't you want to live there? And I've seen, is it the castle where one of the homes are? I mean, wow, it looks beautiful.
We've got a particular park called Saltmarsh Castle,
Yeah, that's
which is
stunning.
built within the ruins of an old castle.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful, beautiful park.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm a realist.
Yes.
I live in the real world.
Yeah.
So when I don't expect it to be happy clappy every day.
No.
I have my problems.
Yeah.
But is life good? I make life good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unhappy people are always going to be
Always
unhappy.
gonna be unhappy, yeah.
If you know, my mum, for instance,
Yeah.
who I love dearly,
Yeah.
and she's on the film The Gypsy Billionaire.
I saw your mum and dad were like, we saw some pictures of them. They look as like, yeah, I saw them, you know, like when they were younger.
But my mum
Yeah.
is the sort of person, if it's sunny, she'll sit outside and go, oh my God, I can't stand this heat. If it's raining, it's too wet. If it's cold, you know, but that's my mum.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's from an old era.
Yeah.
So there are going to be a lot of people that they're always going to be half empty as opposed to half full.
Yeah.
I prefer, whether I'm having a bad day or a good day, it's always a great day.
Yeah, that's a good way
to... If you take that Mentros, then I think it will help you a long way.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. Yeah, as you say, it's about mindset. And I want to go back to when you lost everything. And for me, humiliation was probably one of the things I really had to overcome. So I was working 2 or 3 jobs, working 14 hours, wasn't in a good place mentally. And like one of my trainers, and I've kept it as a souvenir, to be honest, Alfie, because it's got a great big hole in it. You could see my feet coming out. And I was humiliated because I was still surrounded with the people I knew. You know, they've got wealth, which is cool. I wasn't worried about that. But I felt humiliated in myself because I'm cleaning floors at my age, and obviously not now, but I was. And I had to overcome that humiliation, and I would sneak in there, like going in and cleaning and like make sure no one saw me. And I think you're going back to what you said. You have to own it, and you have to own who you are. And actually, after a while of going through that and the humiliation and embarrassment, I thought, do you know what? I am so proud of myself because I've got up, I've shown up, I'm providing food for my son and putting food on the table, and I'm proud of myself, and I should not be humiliated. And I think that's where I sort of grew and changed myself. And I feel you have to go through all these different emotions, and you have to go through heartache, sadness, fear, loss. But you said as well, you was humiliated, like you was losing your home, you had to sleep in the back of the van. But you've got to do what you've got to do. But you must have been proud.
There's nothing proud about falling down the ladder of success.
Yeah.
There's nothing proud about that. It is much more soul destroying to fall down the ladder than it is to climb the ladder. Because all the time that you're successful, people want to hear about you.
Yes.
All the time you're successful, people are clinging on to your words of success as if you know the wisdom of it all.
Yeah, that's true.
When unfortunately you fall down the ladder, they then get the glory of saying, I knew he was a fake, I knew. And that's because they've never had the gall to even try.
Yeah.
So I say to everybody that has ever started and failed is start again. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is you're not starting from ground zero.
No, you're right.
You're starting from experience.
Yes, yeah.
But I from somebody that did fall down the ladder.
Yeah.
And don't think that can't happen again.
Yeah, that's true.
That can. Yeah. And it can happen to me. Yeah. No matter where I sit on the chessboard, it can happen. I like to think that I'm a realist, and I realise what you have today can leave you tomorrow. Yes. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, but you're very successful, Alfie. I said, ask me that on my deathbed. Yeah. And I'll tell you whether or not I ended my life successful. Yeah. At this moment in time, I'm successful. Yeah. Tomorrow, something can happen. Yeah. None of us, like, I saw people with businesses worth 50 million. Okay. Lose everything in COVID. Yeah, that's true. I saw a chain of pubs that a friend of mine owned. Yeah, yeah. Destroyed. God. Destroyed. Yeah. So, you never know what's coming around the corner. No, you don't. No, no. And what I say is, people tend to listen to a lot of people, and they'll listen to these podcasts. Listen once. Yeah. But make sure you do it twice. Okay. Yeah. Because we can all listen. We can. But unless you want to be a politician, listen once and do it twice. Yeah. Because the doing is far greater than the thinking, the talking, and the planning. Absolutely. I'm not saying you don't need to do all of those, because you do. Yeah. But the most important thing is doing it. Doing. Yeah. Getting up, doing it, starting. And that's a lot of people don't start. You've got to start. Doesn't matter where, as you say, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you are in life. Start. It's the journey. And do you feel, like you said, like the chess game? I feel life is like a chess game. There's lots of hurdles, lots of emotions you've got to go through, and you have to just keep going. But I found, though, I did struggle, Alfie, a long time ago. I didn't have any like cheerleaders
for me, like pushing me or motivating me. I know you said like your mum and dad were really. I think I'm
My
like
mum and dad have been so supportive along the way.
That's lovely that you got their support, and you need that, don't you? And I didn't have that, so I did struggle with that. And like if you had a business idea, I'd talk to friends, but they've never had a business, and that was the wrong thing to do because they're like, you can't do that. That won't happen. So in the end, I came back and I thought, right, the only person I can be a cheerleader for myself is myself. And I cheerlead myself on. But then I think listening to podcasts or speaking to someone like yourself gives me motivation. And that's why I wanted all of this to happen as well, as to give others motivation. Success, like it comes and you can fail, but keep getting up and keep rising.
Look, I do these podcasts. I do around about 15 a year.
Yeah.
We get something like 5 invitations a week to do different. It is a lot.
Yeah.
To do different podcasts, and we pick the ones that we feel we're going to make a difference to.
Yeah.
And I do around about 15 podcasts a year, and we mark that as a limit.
Yes. Okay.
Otherwise, your words become white noise.
Yes.
And the reason I do them, if somebody like me, who is non-educated, somebody that was never going to go anywhere in life, somebody who has basically been seen as somebody that is definitely on the wrong sides of the tracks, can achieve their goals.
Yes.
Anybody can.
Yeah.
And if I manage to inspire just one person, then I have changed someone's life.
Yeah.
I'd rather be, when we meet the great man at the pearly gates, or whichever gates we're at.
Yeah, okay.
Whichever gates we're at.
Hopefully it's something.
Let me tell you, the good man isn't going to be blessing the haters.
No, he's not. No, absolutely.
He ain't going to be blessing the haters. He's going to be saying, who did you inspire?
Yeah, that's it.
Who did you inspire?
Yeah, what did you do? How did you help?
So it isn't here they may be judged, but they will be judged.
Yeah. And
theirs will be a long journey of judgment.
Absolutely, yeah, love that. I'm with you there, absolutely. And I want to talk about success. Do you think anyone can be successful?
Yes.
Do you? And what do you think that it takes, though, to be successful?
Doing it.
Just doing it.
Look, if I was going to be a road sweeper, I'd be the best road sweeper.
Yes.
Whatever you're going to do, put your heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
Don't half do it.
No.
Don't look at the watch clock ready to run out the door.
Yes.
You don't have to be a business person. You don't have to be the boss to be successful. I have many people that work within my industry. They're as successful as me, if not more.
Okay.
Because they believe in what we do.
Yeah.
They believe in the wild crest dream.
Okay.
So I have a lot to be thankful that not only have I changed the life of a lot of my residents for the better, I've also inspired people that work with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, how could I possibly inspire somebody? Because they believe in what we're doing.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I think that's, as you say, is having the right team partnership and you all want the same thing. What do you think about women in business?
What do I think about business? Women in business?
Yeah.
I think 3 things.
Okay.
Men and women are different creatures.
Yeah.
Okay? And men and women are not equal. No. And anybody that thinks they are, well, they're obviously with the woke brigade.
Okay.
And I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
I believe that we have 2 sexes.
Yeah.
Female and male. Men are better at certain things than women.
Yeah.
And women are better at certain things than men.
Okay.
And I actually think, look, in COVID, the countries that fared better were the actual countries with women prime ministers. That's fact.
Yeah, yeah.
So that tells you, and this is not one female prime minister.
Yeah.
This is several.
Okay.
That feared their countries better
yes.
than other male prime ministers. That can't be just a fluke.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I used to have a drainage firm.
Okay.
And there were certain roles there. One was the director of operations, and that role took to send vans to different parts of London, and you needed a peripheral visioned person.
Yeah.
Every time we had a male colleague in that role, it fared worse.
Really?
When we had a female
Okay.
working in that role, it fared twice as good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that's because, now, I'm going to get hung for what I'm going to say next.
Right. Okay.
That's because a woman's got a peripheral vision,
Okay.
where a man tends to be tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
Now, I always thought women should be better drivers than men.
Oh, don't get me started on this.
I'm serious.
Right, okay.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I always thought, but actually they're not.
Oh, I disagree with you.
Okay, right, okay.
Right. Oh, go on then, yeah, go on.
Here's the reason why. Because a woman sees all the way around her.
Yeah.
A man is tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why I believe men make better drivers than women.
Okay.
And it's because they go for it.
Yeah.
There's no hesitation. So if you take Formula One, for instance,
Okay.
they go for it.
Yeah.
Now, this plays out in age with men
Right.
as well.
Yeah, okay.
Take snooker players, for instance.
Yeah.
Snooker players, when they are young, up until they're 30,
Yeah.
they tend to be really coming through the ranks and they just go for it.
Yeah, okay.
As they get to 30, their age starts to turn, experience starts again, and they
Yes.
start, becoming, well, if I take that shot, I could miss it, and they're
Hesitant.
overthinking it,
Yeah.
hesitant.
Yeah.
And that comes with experience of knowing.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Do you follow
Yeah,
me?
I do follow that.
Because
yeah.
if you think snooker
Yeah.
is a sport where actually you should continue just to get better with age.
Yeah.
You should be playing when you're 70 and even better, because it's not.
Yes,
It's not playing football. It's not something you have to be. You have to be fit, but
Yeah,
not
physically,
match
yeah.
fit. If you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it actually boils down to eyesight, overthinking,
Yes.
and all of these things play a
Yeah, play a role.
part.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a part because a woman actually, in my opinion, sees more than a man. Because it's like this:
Yeah.
men can't find their keys.
They
They're
bloody
always
can't find
losing
their
them.
keys, yeah.
So that's again boils down to peripheral vision of women,
Yeah.
and where men tend to be tunnel vision focused. So
Yeah, but you've got to look at this our way, Alfie, right? Men have more accidents as women, and they can see what's around them. They're cautious. And I spoke to a guy from the AA, obviously now, but he said to me, more men have accidents because women are more alert. We can see what's going on. So I beg to differ. Women are better drivers.
But hold on.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said,
Yeah.
but only that women weren't better drivers. Let me explain.
Right, okay.
I said women have got peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Women are actually much more cautious drivers.
Yes.
I said where men
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, you do,
More
yeah.
testosterone.
Yes.
Well, it stands to reason they're going to have more accidents.
Yeah.
Because they are going for it.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
it.
a woman's going to have less accidents, but
Yes.
she's going to get less accidents, but she's going to get there an awful lot slower.
No, oh my God, no, you are joking. No, I drive fast, obviously in the limit, but I get there on time. I am pretty fast, but I drive with caution. But it's like we all know what's going on. But when a man walks in, like the house, as you say, where's my keys? They leave the toilet seat up. You put your coat, you can't find your coat, you've just put it down. It must be your, as you say, tunnel vision.
Well, I think all men are born that way. Well, most men are born that way, and obviously we're now in a different type of world where
Yeah.
you can't tell whether it's woke, female. But for me, there's two sexes, male and female.
Male and female, yeah, okay. And Alfie, I want to go back to this time as well, right? Years ago, I had a sales job. And it, do you know what, it was tough. I had to knock round Croydon, door to door, and I had to sell, and it's hard. And this is my pattern because this company I work for, he said, you won't sell anything. I've been trading for over 20 years. No one's ever sold anything. And I had to sell fish door to door. So I thought, how am I going to sell a box of fish? So I knocked on the door and I'd be like, hi, I'm Lisa. I'm the fish lady with a difference. Do you want to see my cod? And that got them laughing, and I'd get the sale. And I made 3 sales the first day. But what do you think, because you were a sales guy, you were knocking on people's doors, like selling tarmac, and that's got to be a hard sale. But what do you think it is to like for a salesman? What makes a good salesman, and have you got any tips?
Well, I think everybody has their hidden talent to be able to sell. And exactly as you said, humour is the first thing. But without you realising it, you weren't using humour, even though you were.
Yeah.
You were using humour as a distraction.
Okay.
So the moment all of a sudden you're not selling them something and you're telling them a joke, which is free, now all of a sudden they're laughing with you. Yeah. And if people are laughing with you, they're then more susceptible to talk to you. Yes. And if they're talking to you, you have more chance to make a sale. Yeah. So for me, the best advice that I can give to anybody is always make sure you're personable. Yeah. Always make sure that you take an interest in the person. Okay. And thirdly, don't sell them anything. Okay. Find out what their needs are. Right, okay. And their needs is what you cater to. Okay. A good salesman looks at his customer and delivers what his customer needs. And everybody is a customer for something. Okay. Yeah. Including me, including you. Yeah. All of us, we are all customers. Yeah. But it's about delivering what your customer needs. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good advice. And I had to overcome my own downfalls. I was dyslexic, so at school I really struggled with reading and writing, and I would use humour to get out of it, to stop kids taking the piss, basically. And I did struggle with that, but I had to overcome it. And I really put a lot of time and effort in to work on my weaknesses, and that was my weakness. Have you had any downfalls, and how have you overcome them? I think I've had loads of downfalls along the way. You know, like I lost virtually everything when I was 20. Yeah. I've been criticised for being, abused for being a gypsy. And I get abused now for being successful. Yeah. I get abused now for people that are unsuccessful, that have nothing in their life. Yeah. That goes with the territory. True. Yeah, yeah. That goes with, if you don't want to, have abuse, if you don't want to suffer what's going to go on, be a nobody. Yeah. And do nothing and hide. Yeah. That's not what life's about. No. Now, the way I would describe haters is this. If you think of yourself as a wonderful, beautiful strawberry. Okay. Everybody loves a strawberry. Yeah. It's got everything going for it. Yeah. It's sweet, it's wholesome, it's good for you, and it looks beautiful. Yeah. As a food. Okay. Correct? Yeah, it does. But there'll be somebody that doesn't like strawberries. That is true. So, of course, you're always going to have some people, no matter how much of a beautiful strawberry you are, they don't like strawberries. Yeah, so, you know what I would say? Yeah. Enjoy yourself for who you are. Yeah. If they don't like you and they feel that they have to voice that, you've won. Yes, yeah, you have. You have won. Okay. I get that. Because, if I don't like somebody, do you know what I do? No, what do you do? Don't have them in my life. Yeah, remove them, I don't want them in my life. And I just want to ask you two last things. One is you went through divorce or separation. How hard was that for you, and how did you overcome that? Look, divorce is difficult for anybody. And I have a wonderful partner now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We never
But
see her though. Does she not like being out on
No,
camera?
she doesn't look. She doesn't look. My family, then the very first television program that I did,
Yeah.
which was the Big Fat Gypsy Fortune.
Yeah.
You know, we had our gates sprayed up. You know,
God.
scum gypsies.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But you know,
yeah.
like, I came home and I thought to myself it was quite funny.
Yeah.
You know, I posted it on social media and
Oh, did you?
got a few more followers out of it.
Yeah, you got to look at
there
yeah.
was, but you know, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they took it to heart a little bit, and that so they don't wish to be in the public eye, and I respect that.
Yeah. And last question, Alfie. If you could come back again and do it all again and be Alfie Best, would you, and why?
Of course I would, because there's no reason why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you ask me the question, would I come back as Alfie Best and be poor, born on the side of the road and have to do it all again? Or could I be born in a much better position where I already had it? Of course, I'd pick the latter and come back and be born into a much better position. All of these fairy tales of saying it's great that you earned it and made it on your own. No. Give me the easy route every day if you can get it.
Yeah.
If you can take the easy route, don't take the hard route. Take the easy route.
Okay. Well, you've been a great guest, Alfie.
Pleasure's been mine.
Really loved having you and appreciate it. And hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. But women are better drivers, and I'll leave it there.
Well, never want to argue with a woman.
No, women are always right. Happy wife, happy life, as they say. But thanks, Alfie. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.